On my wedding day, the groom fled, and I turned around and married his father. If I can't be your bride, I'll be yours. When he returned and saw me still in his house, he thought I was shamelessly refusing to leave. He pulled out a pure and innocent girl from behind him, saying straightforwardly that she was his true love, and telling me not to be delusional. I smiled slightly and held the hand of the man beside me, saying, "My dear son and daughter-in-law, call me mom first. I am the heiress of the main group, and today should have been my wedding day with the son of the Yu family." However, the groom, who should have appeared at the wedding, was nowhere to be found. "You mean you saw one elapsed?" I asked in a cold voice. "It seems so," the maid trembled as she spoke. My parents were also furious. Months ago, Lin Zhou and Yu Zhou had begun preparing for this wedding, and invitations had been sent to all the wealthy families in the capital. During this period, if Yu One had any objections to the wedding, he could have spoken up at any time. But to flee on the wedding day was nothing short of a public slap in the face of the Ming family. After comforting me, my parents hurriedly left to discuss countermeasures. As I huddled in the corner, pondering how to proceed with this engagement banquet, a commotion arose at the door. I instinctively looked up and saw a man dressed in a black suit with a beautiful face. This man was Yu Tan, the current head of the Yu family, and Yu One's nominal father. At the age of 35, he still looked like he was in his early 20s. Yu Tan rarely attended large events, and even I could only count the times I had seen him on one hand. At the sight of this man, everyone in the banquet hall rushed forward to greet him. Looking at Yu Tan's handsome face, a crazy idea suddenly popped into my head. As Yu Tan politely declined everyone and strode towards me, I smiled politely, with a hint of sadness in my voice. "Uncle Yu," I said. The next second, Yu Tan's voice, as smooth and melodious as a cello, sounded, "Miss Ni, I apologize for the inconvenience you suffered. I've already sent people to catch him. Once caught, you can do with him as you please. I'll make it clear to everyone that the wedding is postponed and all losses will be borne by Yu's family." It was indeed a perfect solution, but I had a better one now. "Uncle Yu, I've been engaged to the Yu family since I was young, but the groom doesn't necessarily have to be Yu One, does it?" I asked, catching him off guard with a sudden turn of events. After a moment of contemplation, his gaze grew deep. "Of course, but who do you have in mind?" I smiled sweetly and extended my hand towards Yu Tan without hesitation. "Would you be willing to be my groom?" Yu Tan was Yu One's nominal father, but not his biological one. There were rumors that Yu Tan had never married. At the age of 25, he adopted a child from Taxi, and that child was Yu One. Infertility was not a problem for me. With today's advanced medical technology, I believed there must be a cure. If not, being child-free seemed like a good option too. Yu Tan raised his eyebrows as he looked at the radiant smile on the girl's face. "Are you sure?" he asked. "Of course," I replied without hesitation. Compared to Yu One, Yu Tan, his father, was far more handsome. Even if he were infertile, just looking at his handsome face every day would be comforting. It's better than being cheated on by that ugly Yu One. Yu Tan looks at me, with his clear-cut, bony hands tightly holding my delicate ones. My heart flutters as the wedding's protagonist changes abruptly, with no need for a wardrobe change. My snow-white, elegant wedding dress pairs perfectly with Yu Tan's tailored black tuxedo, making us look like a match made in heaven, as if we were meant to be the bride and groom. The guests at the wedding banquet are all shrewd observers. Yu One's sudden elopement, without deliberate concealment, has left everyone at the tables well informed. Reporters, sensing a juicy scandal, eagerly raise their cameras towards the stage, anticipating the force between the two powerful families in Kyoto. When they see me walking up the stage with Yu Tan, jaws drop in disbelief. They are amazed by the sudden switch of the groom. The MC, holding the freshly printed program, introduces a bride and groom with utmost professionalism. As the bride and groom exchange rings, Yu Tan places the ring on my finger, and I do the same for him. When I put the ring on Yu Tan's finger, I notice it doesn't fit, and a hint of apology flickers in my eyes. This ring was Yu One's size, and due to the urgency, a new one couldn't be made in time. Luckily, it can still be worn with a bit of effort. After exchanging rings, it's time for the groom to kiss the bride, which makes me a little nervous. Yu-Tan is known for his chastity and self-respect. He has rarely attended events with a female companion. Would he be willing to do this? I regret dragging Yu-Tan into this impulsive decision. Amidst my thoughts, I suddenly feel a soft touch on my lips. In disbelief, I open my eyes to see Yu-Tan's flawless face. Sensing my shock, Yu-Tan holds the back of my head, deepening the kiss. I slowly close my eyes, and the sound of applause from the guests fills my ears. My parents are unaware of my sudden choice, but they can only smile and respond to the congratulations from those around them. They can't very well embarrass their daughter in public. During the toast round, my mother pulls me into the room, and my father locks the door behind us. Groom, what's going on? How did you suddenly end up with Yu-Tan? Because he's good looking, I say, unsure how to explain my impulsive decision. Good looking? He's over a decade older than you. He was almost done with primary school when you were born. What's wrong with that? They say older men are more caring. I say brazenly, though I've heard rumors about his inadequacies. My mother still looks worried. As I rack my brain for a way to get out of this, someone knocks on the door. Knock, knock, knock. My mother opens the door, and there stands Yu-Tan. Whether he just arrived, or has been standing there for a while, my parents quickly put on their best smiles, as if they weren't the ones doubting him moments ago. Mr. Yu, is there something you need? Whatever Yu-Tan discussed with my parents, in short, well, they no longer opposed the marriage but instead highly regarded Yu-Tan. Yu-Tan is great, capable and resourceful, my father acknowledges, despite his advanced age.